Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me here. I'm here to talk about artificial intelligence and why should we even care about it. So, what is artificial intelligence? Yeah, it is pretty much one of the most over-abused terminologies at this point in time. So, when did it all start? In the 1950s, a doctor named Alan Turing created the term artificial intelligence. Okay, so what is the main goal of creating this artificial intelligence is to have smart computers. When I say smart computers, computers that can do various tasks like stock brokering, like autonomous vehicles, facial recognition, all falls under artificial intelligence. So AI can be categorized into three main subsets. One is AI in general, number two is machine learning, and number three is deep learning. In AI, you give the computer a set of data, and you have the computer execute your information. That is, in general, AI. The most commonly used methodology in AI right now is machine learning. In machine learning, you give the computer instructions and have the computer find the result by itself. An example for this would be, let's say, a dictionary. You feed the computer with a dictionary, and automatically the computer manages to learn to read the entire dictionary is known as machine learning. Machine learning takes one issue at a time and solves it individually. That is where deep learning is different. Deep learning is right now used by a lot of governments, by a lot of conglomerates, by a lot of MNCs to solve complex issues in healthcare, issues in autonomous driving. So deep learning uses or is structured by the way how the brain works, is inspired by the way how the brain works. So there are billions of neurons or nerve cells in the brain that connects to all the other organs. Now, if the brain takes one issue at a time and solves it individually, our body will collapse. But in deep learning, we have to look at all the information together at once and solve it end-to-end at a single shot. That is what deep learning is. That's exactly how the brain works, neural networks. All right, so I'm going to give some examples of what we've done via deep learning with various governments and other companies. China has been a huge advocate of artificial intelligence, as we all know. They have invested billions of dollars in this technology to be efficient in a lot of ministries in China. So we have our association with the Fujian province. We have an R&D center there, and they have been using deep learning in a lot of areas like transportation, import-export, tourism, education, defense, and so on and so forth. One such use case that I want to highlight right now is our association with State Grid China. State Grid China is the largest company in terms of revenue in the world. Last year, they did 350 billion US in terms of revenue. So what is the common problem faced by State Grid? Electricity theft. That is a problem that is faced by a lot of other countries as well. In Malaysia, that problem is valued at about 6 billion ringgit. Every year, Malaysia loses 6 billion ringgit due to electricity theft. And we have an end-to-end system that can solve this issue. In China, we've already done it. There are more than 300 million homes using this product and services where you identify electricity theft at an early stage, before even it happens. Now, surprisingly, how do you catch somebody stealing an electricity? You have to catch it red-handed. You have to go personally into their homes or into their offices or into the buildings and see them steal electricity. That's the only way you can stop it right now. But we have technologies to predict whether this gentleman or this office or this industry is stealing electricity on a very high accuracy level. Next is Alibaba. I'm pretty sure all of us have shopped, or most of us have shopped in Alibaba. So Singles Day event, 11th of November, is a Singles Day event, one of the largest hauls in e-commerce history. 2 years ago, Alibaba made 16 billion US, if I'm not wrong. 1 year ago, they made 25 billion US in sales in one day. And last year, they did 30 billion US. How did this incremental jump happen? So when you shop in Alibaba during this Singles Day event, what do? You put items on your cart, you go to your checkout, and then you make the payment. And what if, while making the payment, the system crashes because of influx of orders on that particular day? This is exactly what we did. We predicted when the servers are going to fail before it failed. And we had moved the transaction to another server in less than 23 milliseconds. This was one of the key reasons why they recorded an exponential growth in the last 2-3 years. They have acknowledged this on their website itself. This is another use case, Orange Telco, one of the leading telcos in the world with more than 300-400 million customers. SIM-box frauds is an issue in the telco space. People use the telco's network and run away without paying the bill. How do you catch these people? Impossible. With AI, we have reduced SIM-box frauds by more than 50% for Orange Telco. NASA is using deep learning 4J created by Skymind. They were using algorithms, machine learning algorithms, for the last 20 years. Now, in NASA's website, after using deep learning, within 3 months, we increased their accuracy to 83%. That's more than 7% of what they actually predicted. So whatever weather forecast, wind, speed you see on NASA's website is developed on deep learning 4J by Skymind. Okay, so what is this? 3 types of roads. One road is a bit damaged, one is okay, one is good condition. How do you relay roads right now? People, governments use eyeballing method. You have to drive on the road and make sure it's damaged, complain to the municipality allocates another budget, and then probably the next year the government will decide whether to relay the road, yes or no. But in China, we have developed AI cameras. You fix it on the van and let the van drive on the road. It takes pictures and tells you exactly what part needs to be relayed. We don't have to probably relay the entire 10-kilometer road. Maybe only 1 kilometer needs to be relayed. We can even go down to the cost to relay the road. This is where AI is used. Cybersecurity is another space where deep learning plays a major part. Hackers are coming up from everywhere. We can tell you where the hack is coming from, what is their IP address, which countries the hack is coming from. Okay, so CCTV cameras has been a technology, a very old technology. What does it do? It has the facial biometrics, and then it matches with a wanted person, provided you have the wanted person in your database. If you don't have the wanted person in the database, then probably he can walk through. So if there's a match with your biometrics, then the CCTV camera raises a red flag. Your system raises a red flag. But this is what is happening in China. I can tell you which direction you're walking, what side you're looking at. AI can identify difference between colors, between hoods. I am right now looking at a guy wearing a green hood. This is the target, this is the attributes, and then you find search. You find the person. The camera automatically picks up any person with a green hood and with a given attribute. This will never be possible with a simple CCTV camera technology. Now the camera knows difference between running and walking. People only running will appear in your screen. People only with mobile phones you can identify, because the camera AI already knows the difference between people having a cell phone in their hands and no. So imagine this in an airport facility. I can tell you why you're walking at a particular direction. This can be only predicted with AI. I can tell you if a bunch of 5 people are moving from A to B and one guy turns and goes back to B, I can tell you why that movement is happening. We can be safer with this technology in a lot of key areas in any part of the world. This is in Incheon Airport in South Korea. We have developed an AI system for scanners. A few years ago, people having Samsung phones were advised not to carry the Samsung phones while flying because the phones were bursting due to lithium-ion batteries. Customers or passengers still used to keep their phones within their suitcases and still they used to fly. So after implementing this system, can you see the difference between an AI system where the images is very clear and this is a system without AI? We can easily inspect if the passenger is carrying any wanted product or a red flagged product in the system or in the plane. Another major use case for AI is in the healthcare, and this is where deep learning plays a major important part. AI in healthcare is used for early detection and treatment planning, disease monitoring. These are the three areas where AI is being widely used in healthcare. We are able to identify lung cancer at an early stage. This is only possible with artificial intelligence. With the human eye, it is not possible to actually predict whether we will face, okay, my time is up. So let me quickly rush through this. Lung cancer is a problem where if you identify this problem after a later stage, maybe stage 3, it's impossible to save the patient. But if you identify this on a stage 1, then you have a 50% chance of saving the patient. Same with bone fractures. Okay. This one, everybody knows about autonomous driving right now. This is the stage 1 of autonomous driving of what we've developed. This is how it all started. You see these robots? They are learning. Hello? They are learning not to crash. They are learning a set of rules. They are being disciplined. This is stage 1 of autonomous driving. We have actually delivered this for one of the leading car companies in the world. And now, we are including intersections. It will never make the same mistake again. One hour later, look at the learning pattern. It doesn't crash. Humans crash. We make mistakes. Elon Musk last week introduced robot taxis. I mean, this is the future. In the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a lot of autonomous driving cars by car manufacturers in the world. This is great, right? Isn't this fascinating? So, to put it into perspective, let's take Uber, for example. Uber is valued at right now, what, 90 billion US? The company is 10 years old. Mind you, it has not made a single dollar in profits. How can a company be valued at 90 billion US and not make a single dollar in profit? It doesn't make sense. The only way Uber will make profits is if, 1 minute, 2 more minutes, okay, is if you stop paying the drivers. Once you stop paying the drivers, the company will automatically make a profit. So this will happen. What will happen to those drivers then? There are 4.5 million Uber drivers at this point in time, each of them earning about 50 to 60,000 US and then supporting their families. What will happen to those drivers? McKinsey, one of the leading consulting companies in the world, says that 50% of the current jobs are all automatable by technologies and AI that has been tested and proven successful already. In number-wise, 400 to 800 million jobs we'll be losing in the next 10 years due to AI and automation. So where is this leading towards? Should we take it or should we leave it? World Economic Forum predicts that the change has already happened, and companies are more eager to have robots replace humans because they're more effective, they're more efficient, and they're more cheaper. Economic Forum is already predicting this. So how to solve this? Should we take it or should we not care at all? See, the only solution, how we can mitigate the risk is by learning and being relevant. That is the only solution. I'm not saying going back to engineering classes where you spend 4 years in your life and then doing another master's and then coming into AI field. These courses are barely 1 month, 2 months old, or even 6 months duration courses. You take these courses and then probably you can be relevant. If you just look at the history, past history, during the automobile revolution, people feared automobile revolution 100 years ago because it was taking away horseback carriages, jobs around horseback carriages. But you must understand, as technology replaces old jobs, it creates new ones. All right? Some of the new jobs that are being created, which is even as recent as 1 year, which was not relevant, was chief amazement officer, chief catalyst, robot choreographer, digital credentialist, human AI ambassador, director of storytelling. These are all the new jobs that were not relevant until even 1 year ago, not existent. These are the jobs that you need to focus on, right? Now the companies, top companies, have even stopped taking degrees as a basic requirement to get the jobs. You don't need to have a specific degree to actually go into Google. If you know to code, go into Google. If you pass the interview. Prediction has already been made that in the next 10 years, universities and colleges will be shut down. Because why do you want to spend 4 years in your life studying engineering or bachelor's of science and then selling some artificial intelligence dreams? You need only 1 year. So I want to end my speech by saying that be relevant, read the latest courses, learn the latest courses. You can get your jobs. Thank you so much.